Well, we've been friends since we were kids, and we were friends before we played music, so we kind of just grew up together, and then eventually we got musical instruments and started playing together, and then started writing songs, and now we're a band and we're friends.
There you have it.
There, that's us.
That's it now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I wish we could explain how the band name came about, but it was one of those nights in Dublin, like many nights in Dublin, where you just wake up with something on your phone.
It's in London.
Huh?
Yeah,
That's how bad we remember it.
Oh yeah,
I think there was a couple of points.
one of those Irish nights then.
Yeah,
let's just
exactly.
say.
Yeah. We'll call it an Irish night. A lot of alcohol involved.
I think
And it's top secret as well, so that's about it.
it's leave it at that. Top secret.
Yeah.
The reason the previous band name's not the current band name is because they were like devastating.
Yeah.
You know when you find something you think it's the best thing you've ever come up with, and then you realise it's really not.
The next day, it's
Yeah.
like, God.
We did that a few times.
It's not like you're naming a kid like you can just call it like John or something. You have to come up with something, you know.
Something new.
That's the hard part about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna think about the future. Love like this won't last forever. I know that
4 different personalities playing together will kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna come up with something different because we've all grown up kind of differently and grown up listening to different music and stuff like that. So we've got kind of 4 different kind of takes on music. So we never tried to sound like anybody or come up with anything. We just kind of put the 4 of us in a room, and that's the noise we make.
The rappers.
Yeah.
We're about to go home to Ireland to play our biggest headline show to date, which is in the O2 Arena in Dublin, and we sold it out in November, which I think that day itself, when we actually sold it out, it was like our biggest show to date at that point, and it was on that day that we sold out the next one, so it was a really big milestone for us.
all I want is nothing more. To hear you knocking at my door.
Our biggest festival, or our like most built-up festival appearance of the whole of last year was Glastonbury, because it's this kind of mythical festival that you dream of playing, and we were standing side of stage, getting ready to go on, all our gear's really nicely set up. It's the first time we're on like big stage, loads of people. We get out, start playing our first song, and look at each other when the crowd is not moving, and we're like, what's going on? And it turned out we could hear ourselves perfectly, and we're bashing through our first song, but the crowd couldn't hear a thing, and the PA wasn't even on. So the crowd starts going like this and shouting up, and we kind of freak out, think they're shouting off, and a voice comes through the PA system just to us, and it's like, guys, get off stage, it's not worth it. So at that point, when you don't really know what's going on, myself and Steve went to the left side of the stage, Mark and Vinny went to the right side. So we're separated, we have no idea what's going on, and we're like, what did we do? What did we do that they want us off the stage? Like, so that was our biggest festival experience, and a very, very traumatic little start. But once we got back on stage, it was amazing.
The sound system turned on, and the crowd were like,
great.
and we were like, okay, right, they couldn't hear us, so yeah,
It was probably
we're
one of
not terrible.
Even though that was like that was terrifying. Like, it was still one of the best shows that we've ever had.
Yeah.
I think the crowd were kind of behind us when we came back on. Like they kind of knew there was something wrong with the PA. It wasn't just us.
The great thing about festivals is you're playing like with hundreds of bands, like, you know, and you're all kind of backstage and stuff like that, and your dressing room can get put like right beside like some really cool bands and idols and stuff like that. So there's a few festivals we played with, like Queens of the Stone Age and Tame Impala and stuff like that, and they're dressing Macklemore
We
as
played
well.
football with Macklemore in Luxembourg.
Yeah, Macklemore and Tame Impala.
There's a game called Crossbar Challenge on this UK TV show where you try and hit the crossbar of the goal, and we were playing it with Macklemore, and he was a really sweet guy, but he was awful at football.
Yeah, he lost. He
But
definitely lost to us.
He's got this big ego because he's a big rapper, and he was like, yeah, this is my moment, man. I'm gonna hit the crossbar. And he was awful. It was just like, man, you're all talk, Macklemore.
One of our techs actually like won the challenge. He like got the crossbar, and then
And Macklemore just disappeared.
yeah, like, screw you guys.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
Played frisbee with Josh Home. Well, our backline tech Neil played frisbee with Josh Home from Queens and Stone.
And then
Age.
swore at him.
And then swore at him. Just
yeah, we make really good impressions with everybody we meet.